LIC was always an investor, and now today LIC is coming before the investors to get invested in. Ladies and gentlemen, LIC IPO is a great opportunity. It was considered something unthinkable because this has been a financial institution for a long, long time.
Size of the IPO was little higher and the amount was 2000 to 2100. This was the issue price. Now it has come down to a level of 902 to 949. So in that way it becomes very attractive, and on that there is a further discount of 45 rupees for the retail investor, and there is a discount of the 60 rupees for the LIC policy holders. So in both the cases, it is a very good buy. It is a very good subscription, and the general investor, in whatever category they fall, they should do it. Now, as regards the HNI investor, there is no such rebate. So as on date, we cannot say whether they should apply in a big quantity or not. The HNI investor should buy in a big quantity or not. But one point is very clear. LIC, after this IPO, it will become the 5th largest company of the country, and it has always helped the market whenever there was a market crisis due to some global situation or any kind of FPI outflow from our country. So there are many mutual funds and sister concerns which may help the LIC IPO. So in the long run, the LIC, the price in the secondary market should not go down, should remain actually the favorable, may not be immediately on listing, but in the long run, they should be giving a good profit to the investors. Thank you.
There are concerns, and I want to address those concerns, and I believe that market is giving a lot of weightage to those concerns which can be easily addressed over a period of time. Firstly, that company is losing market share. Now we all know that LIC was enjoying monopoly. So when new player come into any industry, it is bound that the bigger player tend to lose market share, and we have seen this happening in many industries as such. But will it continue to keep losing market share? Answer to that is no. And at the same time, you also need to see that it is losing market share, but its top line, its bottom line is growing. So it's not that it is losing market share and making losses, or the profitability and revenues are coming down. The other thing is the growth rate. The peer growth rate is much higher than LIC. Agreed. But what I want to say over here is, obviously PSUs get lesser valuation because their growth rate is lesser than the private counterparts. And at the same time, you look at the LIC book size and what the other listed players are having book size. So in that context, I believe lower growth rate is pretty okay. If you look at LIC's figure, let's not compare. Look at LIC's figure. Then the renewal premium are growing around 9.5% per annum. The new business premium is growing at around 13.5%. So there is growth rate, and there is a substantial growth rate on this heavy base. So I think again that private players are growing at much faster pace and LIC is growing at lower pace. I think that concern is again misplaced. The other concern which market has is about low free float, only 3.5%. Yes, this would lead to demand supply mismatch. A lot of people are saying that probably management would come with an FPO which would again add to supply. But I think management in their commentary clearly mentioned that they have no plans for any further FPO in near future. And we have all seen that how some of the larger names with lower free float, what has happened to their stock prices. And the most important concern which participants had, that 6 months back or a year back, LIC IPO was getting priced at 10 lakh crores. Now it is coming at 6 lakh crores. So what has gone wrong? So I have a two-part answer to this. Firstly, look at what has happened to other insurance company prices. I think most of them have corrected, around 35 to 40% in last 6 months since October 2021. There have been many companies which have not left anything on table for investors, and we have seen that after bumper listing gains, these stocks are trading 40-50% down their issue prices. And LIC management has not done that. They have left something on the table, and I believe that valuations are quite cheap. Yes, there are some concerns which over a period of time management would address, and this cheap valuation offers a lot of margin of safety to an investor who's investing in this IPO, and that I believe is a very important element to consider, and hence we suggest subscribe for LIC.